It was good, it's been on fire here, back with another video, and today we're going to be hopping into my first College Football 26 video of the year. And I'm so excited to bring you guys this video. It's going to be my full Bowling Green offensive ebook. This will be the best offense in College Football 26 day one. If you guys are new to the channel, I look to post daily college football and Madden videos that help you guys get better at the game. If you've watched me before, welcome back. And if you could all do me a favor, if you are not, hit that subscribe button. It's definitely the best way to show support to the channel. Now, with the ebook, one thing that I do with these is I create these written versions of the ebook, which makes it a lot easier to learn. So I do have my own website now. I used a provider previously, but I do have my own website now, and I will leave that linked down below in the description. I've never had a bad review on a written version of the ebook. Pretty much what comes in that is every single setup that is in this video will be a written version in Xbox and PlayStation. It will talk about every hot route, every adjustment. It will talk about the coverages that each play beats. And we have about 7 pages in this ebook for both versions. So we have a lot. This will probably be the longest ebook that I have ever done, both time and plays length. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Again, I'm going to be actually using Clemson, but this is Bowling Green's offensive playbook. So keep that in mind, you guys. Not to confuse, but I didn't want to use Bowling Green's 70 overall offense, so I think you guys understand where I'm coming from. Also, I know this intro is a little bit long, but let me know what ebooks you want to see next. UCLA is going to be a popular one. Oregon, I think, will be a popular one, so let me know. We'll see the meta kind of take shift as the game takes off. So, starting out here, we got a lot of good formations. So, some of the good ones are going to be this normal Y off close, of course. A lot of good plays in here. Mesh spot, Y sail, to name a few. And then we got a trips tight end. Trips tight end is always going to be good. Again, a few new plays in here, but we're going to keep a lot of the same stuff. We like curl flat, we like tight end corner, we like X spot on the left there. And then we got bunch offset. This is the classic gun bunch. So a few good plays in here. We got vert, tap back under, very solid. We have curl flat, that's going to be decent. We have a read option. Run is good out of this formation. And then probably our best formation, bunch strong offset. We have our corner strike. We have our RPO alert screen. We have our flood. We have our wide trail. And then we have dagger. So we're going to start out in this bunch strong offset. And let's go ahead and set our audibles. So what I'm going to go do is we already have corner strike, dagger, and inside zone. I usually like this duo run a little bit more. That's up to you guys. And then I replace wide trail with flood. So I like these options. Let's start out in corner strike, and we're going to start out with our bunch on the right side. Now defensively, I'm going to try and switch between like a lot of cover 3, cover 2, man coverage. Just give you guys a few different looks as let's respot the ball. But yeah, make sure you guys request this. What formations you like. I will be probably posting a defense tomorrow, and I'm planning on, with my website, actually creating some kind of a subscription that will allow you guys to get access to all the tips that I'm going to be posting on their ebooks, defensive, offensive, and then just like formation breakdowns. But let's start out in corner strike. Now, what's there to like in corner strike? We like this sharp breaking corner route. We like this little underneath route with our halfback here. This little quick flat can be good against zone. And then we have a little in breaking route here. So immediately, kind of our first setup is to actually put RB on a post. So it's going to go like this. And then what you can do is you can put X on a comeback. We are going to drag A, and we are going to streak Y. So here is a look at the setup. Just a very good spacing concept. We have a drag, we have a post. The drag creates a high-low between this guy. I did not mean to motion him. So we have a high-low between the drag and the comeback, and then we have a high-low also between the drag and the post. Man coverage, we have a nice man beater over there if it's hard flats with the corner out, and then this running back up the middle is probably who they're going to fall asleep on. So you can just easily hit him. I am using placement and accuracy. For those that are wondering about my passing settings, I probably will make some kind of a settings video, but again, comeback X, post RB, drag A, streak Y. Again, first setup in the ebook if you're following along as well. We will just continue to go down that list. Now, I will try to go a little bit quicker through all these plays, which is another reason why the ebook is so helpful. So again, hit that link down below in the description. You can purchase the ebook for $7.99. You don't lose access to it, you keep access to it, and you can watch the video however many times you guys need to learn these setups. So here's the setup once again. Now here, I might check it down to the tight end. He doesn't catch it. Most of the time, you would expect him to make that play. But yeah, just keeping your options open. Technically, I could leave Wesco on that other route if I wanted to. But really, you're just going to determine, usually either it's going to be drag, post, or streak. Make the right read. I tried to force the post. You can see it wasn't open. So setup number 2, we're going to go ahead, come back X. We're going to flat B. We are going to zig RB, which is going to be D-pad to the right, or R1. Now, I guess we can't flat those routes anymore. That's a little bit of a bummer. We'll just put them on an out route. And then what we can do is put A on a post. So here's a look at the setup. You can also motion this player out if you'd like. But this creates a nice little spacing concept with our slot wide receiver in that zig route. Very good man coverage beater as well. Now again, I would just speed out him. I thought the flat routes were still a thing this year. Apparently they are not. But again, you're just going to post A. We're still going to come back X, just a good clear out. And then you have this quick little underneath route, which we didn't have in that previous play. So you can go ahead, check it down to him. A lot of good running backs in the game this year. Get those guys in space and they can do work. Obviously, we're trying to hit this little post route if at all possible. Sometimes it may not be the case, but you can try and highball if you have to. Like boom, highball over the top, and that's a great catch and a great pass. Highballing is going to be L1, and then I use the left trigger to kind of lead him up the field. Setup number 3, we're going to go ahead, drag X, streak RB, post A. This is just a simple setup. Corner routes. We have a nice little corner out on the right. We have 2 underneath routes, and then we have the post over the top. So immediately I can just hit this guy over the middle if I have nothing open. I'm always going to take that first read, and the first read is always going to be your hot. It's going to be the drag. It's going to be the flat route. It's going to be whatever route you're expecting to be open immediately. And that's kind of like, hey, if I'm getting pressure, that's what I want to hit. So you see like B over there, he's kind of open. It's a little bit of a risky pass with no flat route there immediately, but really what he actually does a good job of is he's going to open up that drag route late. So if you're able to roll out right, the drag should come open. And then of course, you can still hit this post in the middle of the field. That was a good play by that DB, but I probably threw that a little bit late. So you just want better timing on that than I had. But yeah, let's show it one more time here. And again, if it was like man coverage, this would be and I'm sorry I'm not switching coverages probably as much as I should. This is a really good man beater because R1 could beat him off the press if it's cover 0. Y should get open, X could have trouble. But B is definitely going to be our moneymaker. If we can get enough time, we want to hit him. And then A, depending on the tight end you have, should get open on that as well. So B does what his thing. And that was a good cornerback too. So if you can get that corner out open, that's what we want. Let's move into our 4th setup. Drag X. We are going to streak RB, post A, and then we're just going to streak Y. So kind of a weird setup. Trust me, it does work. And it's just going to create a little delay again. So it works really well when we ran it in that first setup. It's going to work well again. Drag X. Basically the exact same setup, you guys. Just streak Y instead of putting him on that other route. So again, you can still hit this guy right there. That was a little bit of a better timing. And even then, I maybe threw it a half snap count late. And you guys will learn these hot routes quicker. I do have to go fast just because there's so many setups in this video. But basically, you're looking drag, post, or streak on that setup. Let's move into our second to last setup for corner strike. We're going to drag X. We are going to corner RB. We're going to streak A. And then we are going to block Y. So if you guys haven't seen this setup before, it's kind of designed to hit this little underneath route. Now, it also depends on the coverage that you're facing. Like if you face the cover 3, it's not really going to work well. I would have hit my drag there and maybe had R1 a little bit later. It's good against other coverages. It's a good man coverage beater. Let's say we go to Tampa 2. I've heard Tampa 2's improved. This is my first time playing the game, by the way. But again, here's the setup. Block Y, streak A, drag X. So if you face the Tampa 2, then you can go ahead and hit this deeper guy over the top. And what B does is he kind of holds him there. I maybe even still had B on the sidelines, but nice little setup. If you face press man-to-man coverage, both these guys could get open, but R1's going to be probably the one you want to kind of lead up the field. So again, like you get that nice press. You want to try and like highball him, lead him up the field, and let his speed do the rest. So we got one more setup for corner strike here. I know it's already been a little bit of a long time, but again, I already prefaced that this video was going to be long, and I already knew it. So I'm not stressing. Drag X, corner RB, we are going to actually custom stem that up once. Now, if you guys don't know how to custom stem, you're going to press Y to do a general hot route. Then you're going to press R1. You're going to press L1. And then you're going to actually hold it. So we press R1 because that's what we want. We hold it, and then we can move it up or down with the left stick. So now I actually put him on the wrong route, but we will custom stem him up, which is what the instruction said. Streak A, and then we're actually going to flat Y here. So flat Y is going to be up on the right analog stick, and this is what we got. So solid setup. We're looking for, again, probably R1 deep. Like, let's say we get the Tampa 2 look, because Tampa 2 is good, I've heard. You have A that's kind of streaking up the middle, and then you get this guy deep, boom, wide open. Again, it would be good against man coverage. Cover 3 is probably the coverage where it's a little bit worse. Probably the same with cover 4. But that's what we got for corner strike. Let's move into our next play. Now what I do is, instead of audibling every time, I'm just going to come out in the next play, and it's going to be flood. You'll see it on the right-hand side there. So flood is good for a number of reasons. I love it for this little fade route. It's going to do really good at opening up those corner routes and other routes as well. So our first setup is going to be, and in the ebook, there's going to be a mistake. I put flats a lot. I thought that those were still routes that we could do. It doesn't appear so, but just use the speed out. It's going to work the same anyway. So we have speed out, and then we have zig with R1, and then we have drag. Just a very basic, this is generally a cover 3 or a man coverage. But again, take a look at the spacing with R1 here. Now they get a little bit of a weird release, and if that keeps happening, all you got to do is just motion him out. But super simple. This is a good blitz beater because you're blocking 6. So you'll see he gets open really nicely against the zone coverage. It's difficult to use her. Basically, they're going to choose drag or zig route. So that's what you're going to see. Let's say they do blitz me. Again, here's what you're looking. You're probably just, again, looking R1 or A quickly. Let's say they are both defended. Maybe he throws one of those players in a little hard flat on the left, and then he uses the zig. Then you're looking for X late if you do get the time. Now right here, we do not get the time because my running back blocks nobody. Great sign, EA. But X will beat man coverage, and against zone, this base cover 3 look, he's not going to get open, but if he was using the left linebacker and he bit on the drag, he would get open. Let's go to the next setup. Let's drag X, let's post RB, and what we're going to actually do here is we are going to custom stem him up twice again. So let's boom, boom, up twice. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is put A on a quick little corner route. So here's the setup, very interesting looking, but trust me, it should get open here. Right there, that's kind of what you want. We have other setups that should open some similar things like that up. But again, custom stem him up once, twice. We put A on a little bit of a shorter corner route. That's going to make him better against man coverage. This is a solid man coverage setup. And again, we get the 6-man protection. So we like that, of course. But you have X and A. Really, that curl flat's never going to be able to defend them both. And what I think you'll see is probably against a Tampa 2 look, he will get open. This is a good man beater as well, of course. A lot of options. Why are you being difficult? Sometimes the custom stem is just being trouble. It'll be fine, whatever. So like, I guess the clouds don't bite as much. That's actually interesting. That's probably why cover 2 is so good, because they would always bite. But yeah, let's say we face man. Cover 1 look, the post could get open late. You will need a lot of time for that. Again, this pressed little fade route with B, if he has takeoff, he's going to get open a lot. And even without takeoff, looks like he got bumped to hell. We had A open. I just missed my read. I was watching B the whole time. With an outside release, that route will get open. But let's hop into setup number 3. Let's come back X. Let's post RB. This is going to be kind of our cover 3 beater. Wink, wink. Let's post RB. We custom stem him up twice again, and then we just drag A. So pretty obviously looking cover 3 beater. And we're just going to wait for some time and fire that over the top. That was with no pass lead. Nothing special. We don't get the touchdown, but we'll take the 60 yards. Super easy. If you're ever facing cover 3, it should be pretty easy pickings. Again, stem him up twice. And the thing is, you still have the check down. If it ends up being some kind of a weird press man-to-man coverage or something, you could get B open. If he tries to switch stick, you could get B open. So you have options. Like if I have to check it down there, we get a little bit of a glitch tackle, but even then, we'll still take 2 yards. If I get pressured and I have to get rid of the ball, and the comeback could also get open. Don't sleep on the comeback. I don't love throwing them, but with practice, they're not that bad. So again, you want to step up in the pocket. Sometimes you will get sacked. That's going to happen. It's better than getting edge rushed. You could double team one of those players if they're better, but I'll try and get it to go one more time before moving on here. This is really going to be better against cover 3 than any other coverage. We get a bad pass lead, that's fine. You guys can see that he's open, and that's all that matters. Let's go setup number 4. We got one more out of flood after this. So what we're going to do is drag X again, kind of a common theme. We're going to corner RB. We're going to custom stem him to the lowest. And what that means is we are going to go all the way down to here. This is the lowest, believe it or not. Very good against man, though. Then we're going to streak A, and we're going to flat Y. So you can flat Y by going up on the right stick. Here's a look at it. Very kind of interesting looking setup, but it usually does end up working. I like it a lot better against man usually. It should get open against cover 2. It should be really good against cover 2 actually, because you're going to put a ton of stress on that cloud. And then if you get enough time, you can bomb him over the top just like that. And this is a good corner on the right. I don't know who he is. I don't watch Oklahoma State, but he has the star under his name. He has to be decent. Let's go to the replay here, and let's analyze what happens against this cover 3 coverage. Watch this guy. He's our outside third, number 2, and you'll see we get this corner out, and he comes up just enough that he's going to bite down, and this is when I release the ball. Boom, throw it over the top. Pass lead, you high ball. You left trigger that all the way to the right, and you catch him in stride. And what the streak does here is he's going to put pressure on this free safety, and he is not going to be able to sprint over hard to commit to him. And that's going to give you just enough space. Obviously, high throw power is going to help here. And then, obviously, look at the running back. I mean, he's just wide open. Drag is wide open. So you have options. The user's not going to be sprinting back that far. Let's try to get it to work one more time. But you can see why this would work really well. And sometimes you get bumped off the line. It usually doesn't matter. We don't get a catch there, but you guys can see again, he's just wide open. So we'll take that. Let's hop into setup number, our last flood setup. I think it is setup number 5. So we got one more. Let's post RB. We just custom send him up once. And this is it for the setup. So very good against man coverage. It usually works pretty good against cover 2. Specifically to get this guy open, and the post could get open as well, but just kind of an interesting looking setup here, you guys. You can see that the cover 3 beater would work potentially. I'll try it again here. And again, we're facing cover 3 stock most times. You can see that he does get open. So that's another way to run it. Basically running it stock. If you want to catch him in a cover 3, you know he's adjusting out of it. Maybe he's putting himself in a cover 3 cloud. That's a good way to take advantage. But let's say he goes with Tampa 2. Assuming the cloud flats really don't follow him that deep, we should get A open here, which we do. Another bad throw, but that's just my timing. A little bit rusty. Haven't played this game in a while, but flood. So let's go to our last passing play. It's going to be dagger. Wide trail is good, but there's too many setups in this ebook for me to go over all of them. Bunch halfback strong, or bunch strong offset probably needs an ebook on its own, if we're being honest. But let's go to dagger. Now dagger is good for a few reasons. We love this sock fade route with Wesco. If you're facing pressed man-to-man coverage and you have takeout on that receiver, I'll show you what can happen. Now, I don't know that he's going to burn him here, but looks like he did. And we bomb him over the top. That's what can happen on that fade route. And the difference is it's a stock fade. It's not one of those little manual fades. You'll see how you can actually put him on a fade with up on the left stick. It's definitely different. Keep that in mind. So first dagger setup is going to be just simple. We're going to put RB on a deep cross. And he works so good as a clear out because he gets down the field. He doesn't spend an extra second at the line of scrimmage getting off the ball. He just runs. Obviously pressing could delay that, but if they press him, he should get wide open for a touchdown, really anyway. So we're just going to deep cross RB. A can come across late. B is a nice little hot or a check down. Oh, the motion always throws me off. I like that you can cancel it like that. I don't know why he can't just go back, but we'll just, okay, you're just getting snapped. You'll just go on an out route, but we're trying to, whatever. But R1 can get open late. Now this is a situation where everything got messed up because the stupid idiot was motioning around. I need to learn how to do that better, but that's what it should look like. My timing is really bad right now. I think I was under pressure, but he's open. Pretty sure you can see that. Let's run it just one more. And even if you want to hit him in the middle of the field, you can pass it up, hit him like that. Simple play. You guys see the drag is open. If we want to wait for the tight end, does he really get open? Not particularly, but what he's doing is decent clear out, and he's going to probably catch the user's attention. Even a half-second delay will open up that crosser more. So next setup is deep cross RB and flat wide. Simple, pretty much the same thing, but again, you can see he kind of gets open in this little window here. Don't sleep on that. If his user goes sprinting with the drag or the crosser, just hit him there. He's almost a really good like delay fade, if you guys remember from a while ago. Like if you can hit him here, boom. If it's not man coverage, hit him there. He will do his thing. Let's go to Tampa 2. What's open against Tampa 2? Well, immediately, I think this fade could get open. Now, we're not on the right hash for it to ever get open, really, but those clouds, they tend to run up very far if they're not zone dropped, and you can take the drag. Setup number 3, we're going to deep cross RB again. We're going to actually block our tight end here, and then we're going to put wide just on a little wheel route. Very solid spacing setup here. You can hit him in this little window. Again, make sure you pass lead this to the left-hand side. But again, just putting stress on him, kind of confusing him a little bit. Now we're under pressure, but crosser is always going to be open because of that fade route. Use it, abuse it. Next setup, drag X. We're going to put B on a little out route. We're going to post A, and we're going to wheel Y. So it's going to look like this, kind of similar to one of those corner strike setups, a little bit different. Wheel is going to get open. That out route is going to do a really good job for our spacing. If he is anywhere in the middle of the field, not defending that, hit that route every time. You want him to really have to worry about that. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Post A. RB is already on that little streak. And then we just put X on a drag. So this is more of a hot route setup. You could create this out of really any play. Let's say the wheel is bagged. Hit your tight end here. We get another bad throw from me. My apologies on these throws. I am rusty, but post is open. Drag probably going to come across open. Last setup for dagger. We're going to put B on an out route. Zig RB. Again, for this, I'm going to motion him out probably. We're going to drag A, and we're going to Texas Y up on the D-pad. Just a solid spacing setup, good man coverage beating setup. Hit him. User's going to follow the zig or the angle. Generally, they will follow the zig. Angle will be open, or if they follow the drag, that too will be open. Or both of them will be open, rather. Let's face man here. Tight end wide open, but maybe we want more. We wait for this running back. We get a little bit more. So we'll take that now. I'm not going to spend too much time on the runs. They're kind of obvious, you guys. You're going to be in Bowling Green because you want to pass the football. I think that's fairly obvious, but duo is going to be probably your best run. Some people like the inside zone or the read option. The blocks do just tend to develop better out of this. If you're facing high stadium pulse, use this run. It's going to be a good way to kind of calm down the crowds. And honestly, people sleep on it. If they're ever in like big dime or dollar, definitely want to use it. And you can see we actually take this to the Baja. So we get good blocks there. Clearly something's working. You can even like kind of bait him with a little motion, kind of motion snap him, take the attention off you. I like cutting it back left. You can even motion from right to left. So the one other thing I want to show is this little RPO alert screen. It worked really well last year. I'm assuming it still works. And it kind of seems like it does, especially with a joystick out there. That helps a little bit. So hand it off or throw it, whatever you want. You can see the blocks still develop decently. Now we have definitely the matchup advantage, but it works. So with that, let's hop into our next formation, which is going to be the gun bunch tight end, which I don't think I even mentioned. Gun bunch tight end is also in this playbook. All right, you guys, hopping into formation number 2, we got the gun bunch tight end. Gun bunch tight end was a staple in Alabama. If you guys used Bama last year, super solid. Now this one is not as good as Bama's, but we have a few good plays I like. I like inside cross, I like stick, I like mesh dig. You have your normal inside zone. X spot is okay. We have a read option. We have an RPO alert bubble. We have curl flat corner, and then we have tight end corner. So my audibles for this are going to be, let's get tight end corner in there. I'm going to leave the inside zone. You could go, actually, I think I'd go read option for me personally. It depends on who you have at quarterback, right? And then we'll leave mesh dig, and then we'll put in stick. So tight end corner, read option, mesh dig, stick. Again, all the audibles are also listed in the written version of the ebook. And let's begin with inside cross, which is going to be good for that deep post. I think you guys can tell. First setup that we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to streak B, we're going to smart route X, we're going to corner A, and we are going to drag Y. And what we're trying to do here is set up this deep post. If we can get enough time and we hit him in that little window, honestly, it's probably better to be a little bit further over to this right hash. So let me just move the ball slightly over here. Kind of similar to how the post was coming from right to left out of regular bunch. We were on the left hash, kind of want to replicate that. And again, you could streak Y if you want and drag B. I don't know why I did that order. Dealer's choice. But it shouldn't really matter, right? Now, even with pressure in our face, we're able to get it off. Obviously, the more time you get, the better. The most important thing is the corner out. That's going to pull down the outside third on the right, and that's really what's going to make it work. So one more time, smart route X. Smart routing X is very, very important, and that is because you want it as short as possible because it's taking a while to develop. And he gets bumped there. That will happen. That's unfortunate, but he would have been open. Next setup, what we're going to do out of inside cross here, we're going to go ahead and, now we can't flat A again, but we'll just put him on an out route instead. That is an error in the ebook. I apologize, guys. I will be trying to update that, but it's really not that big of a deal. So, and then we're going to Texas RB, and what we're going to do is deep cross B, and then what we can do is streak Y. So here's a look. Obviously looking to set up this guy. I cannot stand the motion. Just let me touch the receiver. Pause. Holy crap. Blocking in this game is not looking great. But let's run that again. Turbo. So we are going to streak Y, deep cross B, out A, or flat him, whatever, in Texas RB. So heavy man beaters on the football field. If we do face the zone, we're going to be probably looking for B. Little short right here, boom, possession catch, and the out route does a good job of pulling down that curl flat. Let's say we face a Tampa 2. Again, here's a look, boom. Immediately, I can actually just hit this out route. Those cloud flats, they played too far up. Definitely want to check it down. You could never really do that in the years past. So take advantage, my friends, while you can, before it gets patched, if it gets patched. So a lot of people like it. You can also maybe hit him in this window against cover 3. It's a little bit risky, but if he's using that left player, fire away. Let's go to man. Let's say you're facing man, good old man-to-man coverage. We're looking crosser, or we are looking angle. Pretty simple there. Y could get open as well. I can't stand this stupid motion, but there's a look at Y getting open. Especially if they don't have good press or if they're not shaded over the top or if he's slow, use it. So let's hop into our last setup. What we're gonna do here is streak Y, drag A, Texas RB, deep cross B. Then we're gonna motion Y over. So when I say motion over, that's gonna be across the formation, just like so. This is a beautiful looking setup, doubles look. And what are we looking for here? Simple, man beater. We got the crosser ideally because we have that clear out on the right side. If not, we have drag or angle route. One of them will always be open, use it. So here, I'm just gonna check it down to the angle. Maybe the crosser gets bumped, maybe he's taking too long to develop, maybe he's playing so far over the top and I can just take my drag. And you don't actually really have to drag A because he's already kind of on a drag. I don't know why I put that in there, but you live and you learn. It's really tough to like click on and off these players. If you touch them in any wrong way, pause, then they start running. Also pause, my goodness. If you get enough time, that's your moneymaker, the crosser, that's who we want. Again, if you sense pressure, he sends a blitz off the edge, get rid of it. Yes, my throat will be gone by the end of this video. Pause. I'm gonna be talking a lot. Tight end corner. Let's get back here so I don't have to audible every time. That only saves us time. Me going back here. Tight end corner. Very good staple play. Been in Madden since like Madden 17, 16. Ever since bunch tight end was a thing, this play has been one of the best. And we're gonna streak A, flat RB, and we're just gonna put X on a little in route. You can do drag, whatever you want. We're kind of using B here as a crosser. You have this corner out, you're never gonna throw him out there with nothing, but just simple little spacing concept. I like the in routes this year, just from a first glance there. It's a little bit of a slower developing, and that's when you want to take advantage. So again, streak A, flat RB, in X. Obviously we're trying to hit B. If you can scramble out, it would help. He actually looked like he would be getting open. You could also deep cross him if you prefer, but I kind of like him a little bit more in the middle of the field on this little post route. Got some pressure there. We'll check it down. You see the running back, he's hanging out there. He's probably open as well. Just a decent little first setup. Would be good against man as well. So second setup, we're gonna go ahead and drag B, Texas RB, and we're just gonna hitch X. So here's a look. A little bit of an interesting looking setup, right? Now it is a choice route, but because it's zone, he should just run the hitch. But yeah, it just gives you options, good man beaters, crosser. And the choice routes look pretty solid. I love how they just stop, basically take a step and stop instead of like having to run two steps. Believe it or not, it does make a difference. So again, we got tight end corner out. He actually should be pretty killer against man. If you have to throw and check it down like that, take your 2 yards and you'll live to run another passing play. You have 4 downs to pick up a certain amount of yards. Honestly, I think it would be good against cover 2. Let's try it against man. You have this corner out, that's absolutely gonna kill him. Now, that's probably just my receiver being better than the corner, but we love that. I'm gonna run it again because I want to see the tight end against man coverage. Again, here's a look. Let's see if our tight end gets open. Probably not. A little pass lead ski. Maybe if we pass lead that inside, it could have worked, but live and you learn. Let's try it against Tampa 2. Always looking to try it. I think this would work well against Tampa 2. The mid reads do move further up. This angle route should come open. The drag should move that vert hook on the right just enough. I think the hitch is going to be open here. No, idiot. No. Why can he not just move him? How do you move? Maybe I need to learn the stupid controls because I don't know why he can't just move back to the right. Whatever. But yeah, Tampa 2, the hitch is open. Honestly, I don't hate moving the angle route to the left. I know I did it accidentally. I don't hate that. It's not in the ebook. That's why you watch the video, you guys. I really actually like that a lot, to be honest. Moving him over, because then you have the drag angle route and you can come back to the hitch. Chef's kiss against Tampa 2. But obviously he is probably even better from that right side. Spacing wise, it's a little bit cleaner. Last setup for tight end corner, we're going to streak X. We are going to flat our running back again. We are going to just go ahead and drag A, and we are going to motion out X. So it's going to look like this. Very much so intended to open up Y against zone coverage, but A is going to be open. He is also going to be open. I do generally prefer this to the short side when it's an upward breaking corner out, as this one is. So that's exactly what we are going to do. Do I need to be using the D-pad for him not to move around like constantly? I don't know how to stop these dudes from freaking ruining my life. I can't stand it. It's so, why is it so tough to motion? Who made that change? It should never have been the left stick to motion. It should always be the D-pad. It's such a, like they made it so sensitive. Pause. But again, last setup, we're gonna leave B, we're gonna drag a flat RB, streak X. You wanna streak him before motioning him out so he doesn't go on that stupid fade route. I made the mistake. He still gets the catch for us though. The drag is wide open as well. Flat route probably was wide open too. Maybe that post gets open later. Who knows? Anyways, we got mesh dig. We only got 3 setups for mesh dig, and then we got 4 for stick, and then we are done. And then we got 1 for X spot. So again, I'm trying to keep the pace moving. Got a lot of formations, but they do get a little bit shorter as the video goes on. Just gotta trust the process. But this is why the offense is so good, because we do have so many options. That's what you want. You could run whatever formation you want, and if it's not working, you could switch to another meta formation. I would probably come out in bunch. If it doesn't work, you got normal half close, you got trips, you got bunch tight end. Even you could just have so many money plays out of this ebook that come out in a formation he's never seen before and just kill him on a 3rd down or 4th down, whatever you want. Mesh dig is going to be good for this kind of deep crosser. Honestly, it might be a little too deep. You can never go too deep though, am I right? Where? I've lost my place. Apologies. Let's streak A, slant Y, and then what I'm gonna actually do, if I can, is click onto him and I'm gonna try and motion snap him across the formation. Like so. So, kind of gives you a lot of options. I prefer the setup against man coverage, but against zone, the crosser should get open. The drag looked to be open as well. You probably want to snap him like as soon as you can, kind of right there. And then if you get enough time, he's going to be coming across open. Another awful throw from me, but this is all user error. And again, he kind of does run a little bit too deep for my liking. But let's say we're facing man. This is going to be a good play against man. You should just get enough separation to beat him off the line. Simple. Next setup is going to be streak A, flat RB, corner Y, and zig X. Good man beaters, good zone spacing concept. Against cover 3, you'll see that you'll probably just end up hitting him. Against cover 2, I'm assuming it's going to be him as well because those cloud flats sprint up. So again, here's a look. Streak A, table R1, zig square, and then corner triangle. Speaking in the PlayStation terms. But you see how open these routes get against cover 2. Please, I would absolutely be begging someone to run cover 2 against me. I've heard such good things about it. Please, I would pray that people are going to be running cover 2 against me, especially stock, because it will be a bad time for them. There's the crosser you probably do want to click on because the clear out is still so centered. It's going to be still a little bit tough to get that to work, but good against cover 2, man. Cover 3, the norm. The zig's going to kill man if he ever runs man. Last setup out of mesh dig, streak A, Texas R1, corner Y. Here's the look. You got a drag angle route. We love it. Street crosser is going to work. Probably more of a man beater, but you have the street crosser if it's cover 3, and then you have the drag and the angle route. The corner is just more for clear out, but against man, he can do his thing. Now, this is cover 1, so we had a 3-rack hook there. Let's say he's running 2-man under. That's wide open with the 2 deep safeties, especially even if he puts them in outside zones. That's why we use the middle of the football field. So, again, here's a look. Again, zone coverage. Hit the drag, pick up your 7, take advantage, make him work. So, let's go into stick here. Now, stick is going to be good. I've loved stick for a while. Another staple play out of bunch tight end when I used to run it a ton in Madden 20. But streak Y, drag B, drag A, block R1. Probably the most simple setup in the game, but does it work? It does work. Sometimes what you need to do, and that was such a late read. That's all my fault. I was staring at the drags. Sometimes all you need to do in this game is make things simple on yourself. You'll see even pro players will like go to just a random setup and look how open that gets. That no corner out has gotten nearly as open as that one has today, against cover 3 at least. Sometimes you just want to make things like as simple as possible, and doing this makes your life a lot easier. You can even just check it down here. Look at the outside third just cheating over, or I guess the curl flat rather. Who do you think you are, bud? But easy money. Second setup, we're just gonna keep B on that flat. This is the flat route that I'm talking about, but we're just gonna put A on a, does he not get trail routes anymore? What's the trail? I guess put him on the return. That's kind of dumb that they don't have the trail anymore, but the return is honestly probably better. Is this a little reverse zig route? It is. That could be lethal. I did not know about that. But I do like that. I do like that a lot. So the return is going to be down. Again, I'll try and update the terminology if I'm able to in the ebook. But it's going to be good against man. You will probably need time to do it, but X should get open, which he does. Throw it over the top. Tall receivers on the outside, of course, guys, right? Anyways, last or second to last setup, streak Y, slant B, block RB. Oh my god, you're going to the wrong side, Buster. Streak Y, slant B, block RB, motion over B. Oh, I think I put him in the wrong spot. I think I want him actually left. And what you can actually do with the slot receiver is motion him all the way across the formation like this. Kind of like him there. Because then, boom, it's like a step, slant. I love him there. So that's a motion you haven't seen before. If you have not, hit the subscribe button. Not many people do it like that. Again, you could leave your running back on this little route. Who really cares, right? But X is still going to be wide open. Cover 2, cover 3. The slant is deadly, though. You're really just trying to snap the ball, throw it to that slant. Last setup, we're going to flat B. Again, we can't flat him, so we're just going to put him on the out route, speed out, whatever. We are going to streak Y, put RB on a little wheel route, and then you're going to motion this guy out again. Good against cover 2. Probably will work against cover 3. The wheel should get open, but really we're looking for you. It works perfectly. The out route, you could probably still snap throw the out route too. It's really open against the out route as well. Let's go Tampa 2. So again, wheel R1, out B. Let's motion him out. You have the streak up the middle. If it's cover 2, if you can get him open. So you'll probably just want to check it down. It's a little bit of a risky. Could I highball it? Could I pass it up? I could. Could it work? It probably would. Let's not take the chance. Let's go into our last play X spot, and then I'll show some of the runs for a little bit. Already looking not great on the time. I apologize, but the real ones have made it this far. And if you are watching at this point in the video, that's how I know you guys actually want to get better, and I respect that. Let's streak X, let's wheel R1, let's out A, and let's motion out X. Simple cover 3 beater. God, we want to motion out X, not you, bud. Now, it looks different this year. He kind of seems to get open regardless against those routes. Thank the Lord. So again, here's a look. Out A, wheel R1. Basically the same setup, just different. I motion him out because usually that would be what you have to do against cover 3 to get him open. Arguably looks worse doing that, so I may update that. Again, in the ebook, I'm going to try and make all these changes if I remember. It does look a little bit better. Maybe against cover 2 it's worse, but it's decent. I don't like this play too much, but I threw it in there because why not? So I'm going to go into, let's go into gun bunch offset. Gun bunch offset. Different than the strong offset. It's cool to have both because you can audible between them. Now, this bunch offset is not great not a lot of good plays, but you have like a spacing switch. Vert tap back under has that stock fade on the left. Curl flat can be decent. Mesh spot can be decent. So our audibles will be, we're going to throw in the read option. Even if you don't have a mobile quarterback, it should help, especially if they go on that conservative setting. It's always going to take away a defender. We have vert tap back under, and then we like curl flat and mesh spot. Let's go mesh spot, and let's go curl flat. So what we're going to do is we are going to start out with, let's start out with vert tap back under. So vert tap back under is going to be very, very solid staple play. This is the play you'll probably run 80% of the time when you're running this formation. I don't really have any other setups out of it. I actually only have curl flat and vert tap back under setups. I don't have any mesh spot setups. It's a decent stock play, but we have so many setups in this video that there's no point for me to throw these crappy setups that I wouldn't ever run, right? First setup, simple. Texas Y and go to work. We're trying to hit him. Terrible throw. You live and you learn. Not terrible throw. We learned. Simple spacing, cover 3, beater. Now, I can't audible, awesome, or I can't hot route, whatever. A is usually solid against cover 3. It looks that way again. And I didn't even put it, but you could also just run this play stock. It would work. So we got A, we got R1, we got Y out of the backfield. He's not going to be able to defend Y and R1 at the same time because he's going to have to be too far down. So use it. Next setup, streak Y, very solid red zone setup in my opinion. Let's stretch the field. Now, without that running back route, the tight end route doesn't get as open as I thought. The setup might not be as good as the other one, but we can still hit him. You can use him as a crosser, or you can hit him in that little zone window. Obviously, these wouldn't be really great against man coverage. In this one specifically, I specified that it would not be good against man coverage because it wouldn't. But this is where you're going to want to use him as a crosser if it's cover 2. If it's cover 3, you probably want to hit him in that little short side early window. If it is cover 2, you can actually motion this player out. And what you can do is you can potentially hit him deep up the field. Now, look. I might add a setup right here to it because I don't know if I actually have the setup in the ebook. But we might just add a setup here. And, sorry, I like to make these changes to the ebook because I'm going to update it before I release the video. And, I don't want these errors in it, so I want to fix it now so I don't forget. But if it is Tampa 2 and we streak R1 and we motion you out, and if I saw the deep half playing around the numbers, does the mid-read really fall in that deep? No. Well, if they have a safety, maybe he does, but it's kind of crazy. Let's analyze that. This is where Tampa 2 actually is good. If they try and like fade you to the outside, because that would always work in years past. Now, this is a lot more throwable than it was on the previous play, so I could probably have just hit him there. Having that clear out definitely helps. Does this guy get open? He gets bumped inside. Nah, he's not really open. He is open. So, motioning him out does put a ton of pressure on the cloud flat, and your underneath routes could get open, and I could go like 2 drags if I really wanted to. But, we could fade him there, and he's going to be open. So having the streak up the middle is going to help. I'm going to add this setup right now. And that's why it's good that I actually go through the video, because it helps. But drag A is our next setup. Very simple. We're going to keep our running back route here, and he's going to do a lot for us. He's a good guy here. He does a lot for us, and we like him. You're still going to have R1 late. Now he gets bumped, and my center gets ran over like he's a teddy bear. If you have to, take your 4. Take your 4. Cannot stress it enough. Take your 4. Good against man with the drags and that little over route as well. The over route's not great against man, so don't love it. I would go bunch strong offset if he's running a lot of man. But let's drag X, let's block Y. Good protection setup, very simple. You're going to try and hit him. Basically, you're going to throw the drag or the over. Obviously, he can adjust, but you're trying to basically come out and snap the ball super quickly if you're running this. Preface. Next setup, corner A. This is an interesting setup. I don't love it, but it does kind of sometimes work. Probably doesn't work great against cover 3. I think it would work decent against man. This might be more of a last year setup. Yeah, I don't love that. Let's take that out. That's why we do the videos, though. That's why we do the videos. We learn. And I made this ebook obviously before I played, so it's like no way you could have known what's working, what's not working, but that's why we test it, and that's why we remove the crappy setups. Regardless, let's Texas Y, let's block A, let's curl B, and what we're actually do is motion over B and motion over B. So we're gonna motion him over. And we're gonna run it like this. This would be a good man beater. I think it would work against cover. I think it should work against cover 3. Yeah, boom, I love that. I love that. Now his attention is probably gonna be on the curl, and if it is, we can take advantage, right? So again, block A, angle Y. And boom, look at the way those zones just baited the curl. His user is probably going to get baited by the curl. That's a beautiful setup. Next setup, we're going to drag A, we're going to slant B, we're going to block Y, we're going to motion snap out B. So what we're going to actually do is motion him to the right here, and we are going to snap him just like so. I love this little window throw. It's not as good as the one out of bunch tight end we had because we were snapping him in motion. You could probably snap him a little bit later, right? But good flood concept here. Nothing more to it. Nothing more. Nothing less. He can get really open because we have that drag. And we have no other routes clogging the middle of the field. And that slant brings those zones over to the right. So, love that. Last setup. Corner A, drag B, streak Y, and we're going to motion B out. This is going to be probably a good little spacing man coverage setup. It's going to stretch the field well. I like B coming across. I like Y as a quick read. I like R1 late. Simple. Let's move into curl flat, though. And just going a little bit quicker here, because I know we're approaching the hour mark, if my time estimation is correct. Again, I actually never showed the runs out of bunch tight end. I'll show them after this, and then we'll show some of these runs. Again, no hate to the runners. I will have running videos. Trust me, you guys. You guys will not get left out. Streak B, streak A, block Y, drag X. Very obviously, we're trying to go over the top. Nothing more, nothing less. We are going over the top here. Boom. That's what we're trying to hit. Now, you can see it's a lot less efficient than flood because we have a streak route, not a fade route. Of course, it's less efficient, right? But very similar looking setup, right? We have R1 instead of A, but that's a little bit of a better pass lead and caught. It's a tight throw, though. I wish we could fade B stock. We can't, but it works, right? R1 probably gets open late, and if it's cover 2, R1 definitely does get open. Let's run it against cover 2. And I'm not trying to speed through it by any means, but I'm having some time conservation here. Boom. Deadly. So, I've shown a lot of good cover 2 beaters. Basically similar stuff in the past. Obviously, probably just wait a little bit longer. But yeah, second setup, streak B, corner A, out left Y. So that's going to be this. This is an interesting looking setup. It really is an interesting looking setup. Now, if it's cover 3, I would probably motion him out. If it's cover 2, I probably would not. So cover 3, we're going to motion him out. I think I did put this in the ebook as well. And boom. This is the route that you're trying to hit. You're not really trying to hit that deep corner out. You're trying to hit this underneath route. I do remember this from last year. And some of these are actually Madden setups, so it's kind of fun that they work. But now, if he gets bumped to hell, do not throw it. You will throw a pick. R1 is probably open if that's the case, though. And you have a little high-low here. One of those guys should have at least a chance to get caught. If you can roll out, boom, you can hit him on the sideline as well. Setup number 3, we're going to corner B. We're going to streak A. We're going to Texas Y. Here's a look. We saw this a little bit out of the other bunch, but this is going to help open up B here. Maybe you want to be fully on the left hash, but you guys can see, even if I'm not completing these passes, they're open, right? They are. We have our angle open. We have him open. I throw it with better timing, and we get the catch this time. Tampa 2. And again, we're stretching the sidelines a lot. Both guys really open. It doesn't matter. I guess let's throw it to the other team, though. Yeah, you guys can see it works, though. Let's streak A, last setup. All we're going to do is streak A. I think this is a solid man beater, if I remember correctly. You have the 2 curls. You have that deep little corner out. Don't sleep on the curls. The curls get the girls. So let's go over some of the runs, though. Out of this bunch offset, is there a lot of runs? You have the read option. You have this little bubble screen. Does this work? Probably not. I don't really need to try that. Let's run the read option. Now, again, if you have Klubnik, this is where we can keep it, and we can go Brazy. If you have Arch, if you have Bryce Underwood, if you have any of those mobile quarterbacks, Lagways, your Lenoris Sellers of the world, you can go crazy. If you have to hand it off to your Nick Singletons or Logan Allens, you can also go crazy. I don't think his name is Logan Allen, but whatever. So you keep. That was a bad read. Again, A is to hold. Nothing is to keep. It still annoys me that they changed that. If you're a Madden player, then you know. But what are you going to do? Nothing. So read option solid. Similar to the other read option or other run out of this. Right? Other read option. Let's go back to our bunch tight end. And what did we like out of here? Just read option or an inside zone. Again, if you have a mobile quarterback, do so. If you have a non-mobile quarterback, probably avoid doing so. But again, run the ball. Running the ball is good. I will be making running videos. I don't have as much fun running the ball because I think it's a little less strategy, but that doesn't mean it's not effective. It is very effective, especially when you have a good team. So run the ball. You could even be running this ebook and run it at a 50-50 split if you want. Nobody's going to get mad at you for setting up a 2nd and 6 or a 3rd and 3. Nobody is going to get mad at that. It makes your life easier. It makes those checkdowns work better. Run the ball. So, solid run here. I think we have the RPO out of this. I never really loved the RPO out of the bunch tight end to keep it 100. Let's try it out, see if it works. I never loved it, but maybe I should have because it looks good. So, you can also run this RPO. I do like, again, if they're in like press man, it's probably not going to work because there's going to be a slot DB over on that guy. If it's in cover 3, it probably doesn't work as well either, but it looks good to me. So let's hop into our next formation, and our next formation is going to be the normal Y off close followed by the trip set end. All right, let's keep this crazy train going. We got gun normal Y off close. My voice is almost shot. You guys love to see it. I don't. Normal Y off close, very good in Madden last year. I don't know how much college football took off. We have a new play, this PA shot. I'm going to be trying it out live. But other than that, I like the double slant on the left there. I like the mesh spot on the right there. I like the Y sail, of course, on the left there. So those are kind of my go-tos. And we're going to try out PA shot. Let's try it out first. This is actually going out of the order of the written ebook, but there's not too many plays for this normal Y off close, so I think you guys can see. I don't think it's going to be as good as I thought it was. You have a little kind of stock shift protection to the right. I kind of like that with the play action. It's going to be similar to your PA snag, just worse. But the setup I thought would work would be flatting RB and then just putting A on a post. Something like this. Might not be bad. We get a little weird bumpage there, but I don't hate the setup. The corner route should get open. This route is weird. This route is a little bit weird. Just the way they kind of run. It's like slow. But that route could get open. It didn't work as good with that weird motion, but who knows? That probably won't be in my arsenal given the amount of plays that I've gone over today, but it's fun to try out. Let's set our audibles up and run some good setups though. So we have mesh spot, that's fine. We only have one mesh spot set up. We have YCL, that's good. You're gonna go with probably your basic inside zone. This RPO alert may not be awful, believe it or not. And then let's throw in our double slant play. And we're gonna start out with the YCL, which is generally your staple for this offense. And what I like out of YCL is that stock fade route again. Chef's kiss. What we're gonna do is drag Y, streak that A tight end, and simply snap the football. This is a good fancy setup. If you guys watch him, drag Y, very good spacing, very good man. If he's running press man-to-man coverage, we know that fade route can get open. Do not do that, sir. And then you also have like the backside dig that's going to get open against man. Just solid. It's not particularly a man beater, but it can beat man coverage. Let's say they run Tampa 2. I'm interested to see how this works against Tampa 2. Who is the safety going to defend? The mid-read is actually probably going to defend him, but check down your running back. Just a simple, good, quick snap play. Anytime there's only 2 hot routes, we like that for quick snap purposes. Second setup is going to be zig Y, and we're going to custom stem down this tight end twice. So we're going to get him to go in here. You could even do one more if you really wanted. Love this setup. This is a doubles Y flex masterclass. If you know, you know. Boom. That's cover 3. We know from how long we played the game already that he's going to get open against cover 2 as well. So, I just had to make sure I was recording. I didn't want to waste my time. A does get open. Love that. Honestly, A and RB are open. The way the zones are looking is kind of concerning to me. I would rather they commit to one, make him make the read, rather than leaving both wide open, right? I guess you can adjust them, but, I mean, honestly, the tight end's probably better stock versus cover 2 than doing down, but he probably doesn't matter. You can still potentially pass lead over the top like that, but honestly, moving him down just opens up the running back even more. And again, you saw the other route wide open as well. This is back to cover 3. You'd see A was even open late if I wanted to maybe throw him or highball him. Setup number 3, we're going to post X, we're going to drag Y, we're going to Texas RB. This is an interesting looking setup, but one that I like, similar to like a wide trail type setup. A's going to be open against cover 2. He's probably going to be open against cover 3 as well. Y is probably going to be open against cover 3. R1 should be open. X, maybe not, but we have him on the backside if we want. And it looks like he is. This is kind of our first example of a backside post. And backside posts are good. You don't want to abuse them though because they are risky. You can throw interceptions, but I do enjoy using them. Just out of the bunch, you don't see him all that much. You do see him more out of a doubles look here. And definitely want to take advantage. So you have your angle route, and then again, you can still hit this tight end here. So chances are he's never going to use the backside post. If it's open, hit it. Tampa 2, what do we like? We know the drag's going to be wide open. We know this corner route's going to be open late. Post, probably not going to be as open. And I would be correct. It's not open at all. Cloud flats seeming to do a good job of pressing those routes inside. Almost out of water. Not great for the program, but good play, right? Zig Y, deep cross A, hitch B. Interesting looking setup, am I right? I think I forgot to put streak X. Let's streak X. It's like something looks off. I would streak X, zig Y, deep cross A, hitch B. I think this is the look. And again, it's choice now. The terminology, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. Simple route, you could probably post A instead of deep cross him. Maybe this plays better from the right hash, creating more of a flood type concept, but solid. Last setup, or I guess that was the last Y sail setup. Let's hop into double slant here. All these setups, actually, I want to specify tight end is on the right. I appreciate you guys if you have made it to this point in the video. Probably not many people have. If tight end is on the right. But let's move on along. Double slant. Tight end's going to be on the right. I think we have a little cover 3 beater action here. We're going to streak A, come back X, drag Y, and smart out B. You could also block the halfback. I guess, yeah, you probably do want to block the halfback. So obviously we're looking for more here. Some bumpage, never hurt anybody. He gets wide open still. And we take that for 6. So just another solid solid cover 3 beater. We've shown a lot today. You guys get a lot of choices. And it just depends on what formation you want to run, but the good thing is, and I don't love the bumpage. That may have to do with just spacing on the field. It's kind of unavoidable though. Like, it's fine. I mean, you guys can see that it works. So next setup is going to be zig Y in B, corner A. Zig Y, B, corner A. So this is just kind of a good little spacing concept. I kind of like this play for the red zone as well. I don't know why I was so confused there. I'm sorry, guys. In B, zig Y, corner A. So good heavy man beaters out of this play. X and B both should be open. Zig probably is open. So good red zone play though. Always good to have that. Let's go into mesh spot. Am I blind? I am. We're going to post X. We're going to wheel Y. Can we wheel him anymore? Slot fade, is that what's it? Ugh, that's an ugly wheel route. They don't let you wheel route anymore? Oh my gosh. Well, we'll try it with the wheel. If it doesn't work, I'll just get rid of it. That's kind of annoying. Looking to set up that backside post and this backside drag with a streak of A. I mean, it still works. We'll rock with it. So you're actually going to post X. You're going to slot fade Y, which is going to be the left trigger. Streak A, drag B. The wheel route could be open with nothing around it, right? Like, we could still hit him there. I love the wheel routes. We love those streaks. We use them a lot. So you want to use them. Use them or lose them. Let's show it one more time here. Snap it. Really, you're looking for X. Love those backside posts. We don't run them really much out of any other formation, so that's where you can take advantage. And let's go to the run plays. I already showed the PA shot attempt. We had that one setup. It was kind of mid. A few RPOs. I think RPO alert out wouldn't be bad, but someone that runs this formation more than I do may know better than me. I'm going to stick with probably inside zone. Nice block, number 0. I love your blocking effort. Wow, that's broken. He just never blocks out of this. Maybe this formation... Let's see if we run Tampa 2. Now he gets blocked. Well, that's what the inside zone is supposed to look like. So it can be decent. Let's just update our terminology. Slot fade. Okay. All right, we got trips tight end left. Last formation. Alrighty, boys. Trips the gun. Trips tight end Formation. What do we like out of the gun trips tight end formation? These audibles are wrong. So I like this. I like tight end corner. Where is my tight end corner play? It's already in there. Tight end corner is already in there. I'm blind. So I like X spot. Where's my X spot? And then I like curl flat can be decent as well. Let's throw that in there. Now again, this isn't a great trip scheme because I don't get the most options. I like the speed option potentially, but here's what we're rocking with. Let's start out in the super dumb thing about this formation is they didn't give me verticals, which it's like, how are you rerunning trips tight end without verticals? Obviously, we're not running it great. I would never just run trips tight end out of this. I would run a different book if you're going to run just trips tight end, but it's got it, so we're going to use it and we'll show it. So trips are going to be on the left-hand side, so let's respot the ball just ever so slightly. All right, what are we gonna do? Let's drag X. Let's block our running back first setup. Solid, post, drag, corner, combo. Can't really beat it. And you could honestly go in route instead of the drag. Dealer's choice. Sorry, I was just sending my order. So, yeah, this is another one of those like good quick snap setups, right? Like you're facing man coverage. Boom. Use him as a crosser. It can work. Again, having the speed advantage helps. Having the route running advantage helps. But you can use it, and I don't love that the drags run like so far upfield when they get pressed like that. Maybe the in routes are better. Maybe the slants are better. We'll get better. This is just a very starter ebook. But second setup, drag X, curl Y, flat RB, solid spacing concept, right? You can see Y is like almost kind of open there in that spot. We throw the drag, we pick up 15. I'll look at the other routes more though. I'm kind of staring at the middle of the field here. We got our check down. Don't be afraid to throw this. I would possession catch, even if it's a cornerback. You don't want them to jar the ball loose. I don't love it. Let's try a different coverage. Got that. Got the drag. Drag's a lot better when he's not pressed as well. And the flat's going to be wide open as well. So, third setup, drag B, Texas RB. Simple, stock looking setup. Kind of a similar curl flat. You'll see it a little bit later. But I don't hate this hitch combo because the hitch usually ends up coming wide open. And then you have like the drag and the angle to take your choice of. So, just a solid. This is against cover 3 too. Drag coming across right open because the corner's holding him up. Angle, you have a slight window. Just really, which one is he going to use her? And then this one of these two guys should always be open. Let's try it against Tampa 2. Against Tampa 2, he definitely does come up. I love those hitches out there. I don't know many people that use them, but I love them. And it's so stupid that they ever, like, who is using the smoke screen? Like, they should just let you hitch from the outside as a hot route. It would make the game a lot more better. Because even then, on this hitch, he's a little bit deeper than the choice routes that I actually do enjoy using. Not to complain, but it's a little bit frustrating, right? Like, nobody uses the smoke screen, I promise you. Fourth setup, speed out X, it's wheel RB, let's out A. Again, I have flat A, you can't flatten him, but whatever. I like X over here, quick snap, cover 3, absolute money in the bank. Probably not great against cover 2. That would be correct, but he's going to be open late. Don't fall for that bait. If you threw the corner out, it would be a pick 6. Especially with no clear out. And for some reason, they don't give you the speed out when it's on the outside guy now. What the? I don't understand why they did that. It doesn't make much sense to me. But again, wheel RB, out A. I didn't out him. Boom. So, R1, he doesn't actually get as open as I like, but B, you're hoping can get open in the middle of the field. Why are you toe tapping in the middle of the field? So, good quick snap, quick hitter setup. I don't like it against cover 2. I don't really love it against man coverage. Honestly, let's update that. Full ebook written should be revised by the time the video comes out. Let's out X again. Let's corner B this time. Let's zig Y. Let's... What am I doing? Motion over X. Speed out X. Motion over X. Speed out X. So here's kind of look where this is good cover 2. I like this against man coverage though, and I like this against cover 4. So you're just getting a little bit of a tighter corner out, right? So we got that speed out. Oh, I did not want you running as an in route, but we get this check down. So ideally, you're opening up those corner routes. Just a decent little setup there. Let's go to X spot. We got 2 setups for this. Then I got 1 for curl flat, 1 for Y shallow cross, and then I'll get you guys out of here. So X spot here. First setup is going to be slant B, post A, streak Y, flat RB. We're looking to create X, some space, and A. These slants are really good. I love those slants. If they don't get pressed, those are going to absolutely torch. So again, flat R1, post A, streak Y, slant B. I do apologize for your PlayStation. I'm just working with the console I got. That's why you get the written version, because you can follow along as I'm going through. I like the stock flat route as well on this. A lot to like about this X spot play. I've loved this play for a while. Love how he sits in the middle of the field. Now, that hook curl is more responsive than it would be in years past, but not fast enough, my friend. And if you have to late, you're going to get a little high-low read. I curl flat played it pretty beautifully. We'll see how the cloud flat does. I'm assuming the cloud flat is going to leave that table route sitting wide open, but let's see how it plays. Yeah, I would be correct, and we would take our 7 yards. Actually, more like 8 yards. Let's try it against cover. I wouldn't love it against man, but it would work against man, right? It would work. It would. I don't love the post with the mid-read there, but it looks like it's coming across, and it probably would get open late. Maybe we can use it as a crosser. Let's try it out one more time here. I like labbing on the fly. Maybe as a crosser it gets open, not really as much as a post. Setup number 2, we're going to slant B, post A. We're going to out left running back. We're going to flat, I guess we're going to speed out Y, because we can't flat him, which is fine. And we're going to put X on a corner. A little C route action. We're going to motion this guy across the formation. It's going to look like this, and you're going to motion snap him. So, good spacing. I love this play against man. Against zone, you have options, high-low reads. We've stuck with them the whole time. Let's continue. Let's continue sticking with them. So again, boom, slant out, corner, in route, deep post. We get quick pressure, and we're able to get the ball off. We have like really 3 quick options. Later, we want to hit the post if we can. Not the end of the world if we can't. Since we only have 1 curl flat play, it's probably the play you expect. Quick snap, drag B. That was not a good read. Well, I threw my first pick 6, you guys. I don't know why I expected them to play that differently than they have ever played it. He's playing that hella good. Normally the curl flat will take the curl. I guess it's a curl. I don't know. I'm talking about the curl flat zone, by the way. Whatever. Drag, angle route, flat curl. Normally, two people will be open, either the drag or the angle route, or the curl or the flat. Very good quick snap setup. Like, let's say we're waiting. Now we can... It's because he bounces back. That's why it's a pick six. He is open. It's just because he bounces back. Let's try it against cover two. I'm interested to see how it plays against cover two. Drag more open, angle route more open, curl seems to be open. Flat also seems to be open. Let's try that again. See if we can get some time. I'm not getting a lot of time from the fellas. I didn't audible. There we go. So, it looks like X is going to be better. Passing it down, left trigger down, left stick. Solid. Let's go to Y shallow cross. I got one set up for this play. Or is it not even in here? Maybe I'm tripping. Shuffle double post. Kind of interesting. Let's try this out on the fly. Last play. Do we have a cover three beater in our midst? Let's find out together. I like that I can block R1 out of this. I do like that. Let's see. Yes, we do. Love that. So let's just actually add that. I don't remember what this play was called. Shift double posts. And what we did was we drag X, streak B, smart route, Y, corner A, block RB. I think I forgot to just change the name, but setup's money. Always good. You could even put R1 on an angle route. If you were feeling ballsy, boom, look at Klubnik, take the hit. Now maybe it's not a touchdown because it's a little bit shorter. You could leave it deep, but it's almost too deep. I know I said it was never too deep, but sometimes it is too deep. Maybe it's not too deep. I kind of like that, yeah. You can see it work. But even if it's not a touchdown, are you going to complain about 40 or 50 yards? No, you are not. You got a run play. I like actually quick base. I don't know why I have inside zone in my... I don't know why I put inside zone in my audibles. Dumb. Let's actually update my audibles because I'm a bum and I was doing this late at night and I made some mistakes, but we all make mistakes. I'm updating my ebook, sorry. But yeah, let's run quick base. Now, I like base, but what you want to do with base is not hold your right trigger until that pulling guard picks up the block. Otherwise, you may be faster than him. Definitely is possible, right? But it's solid. Again, you're going to like it more against your dime or your nickel, whatever the case may be. Here's regular inside zone. Not a bad option. Probably want to try them both, see which one's working better against the defense that he's running, and obviously keep running that. Here, hard to say inside zone is not working better, so I would run more inside zone. But that's going to conclude the video. This is definitely the longest video I've ever done. I hope you guys made it this far. I really appreciate your support. Please let me know what you guys want to see next. I even left off some formations in this, believe it or not. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys got better. Again, the written version down below. Check it out. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below if you're new, and peace. I'm out of here.